The Oregon offense averaged over 41 points a game in 2023. Some changes in that offense now. Bo Nix no longer be your quarterback, entering Dillon Gabriel, lose Troy Franklin to the league, bring in Evan Stewart. I'm going to tell you why I don't think Oregon has any reason to expect a letdown offensively in 2024. We'll talk about it right now, but Oregon Duck fans, make sure you're locked in right here, baby. We talk ball every single day. We do breakdowns like this. We do analysis. We do reaction to breaking news. We talk recruiting. We talk portal. Everything that you love about college football, Oregon or otherwise, we talk it on this show. So make sure you're locked in. If you are not subscribed, check that subscribe button. If you think you're subscribed, double check for us. We just appreciate it. We got like 70% of y'all that are watching but not yet subscribed. So appreciate y'all being dialed in is the bottom line here. So thank you in advance for that. All right, let's get to it, baby. Like I said, Oregon offense not taking a step back. And let's start with how they run the offense, okay? What Oregon will do, and we saw this a lot last year with Bo Nix, is they will try and stretch your defense and try and poke holes in it, or really punch holes in it rather, once they get you spread out and running sideline to sideline. What made them so effective at this was Bo Nix was super efficient with the football. 70% of the time he was completing his passes. That's ridiculous. That's historic even. And so what they would do was they would go up tempo, get the ball out on the perimeter to a Tez Johnson or a Troy Franklin, and get the motions going back and forth as well with some jet sweeps. Like all that they did, at least on the early part of a game, typically was to attack your defense on the perimeter, get you running sideline to sideline, okay? So when that happened, then you would get a run up the other way, or it would be interior. So once you're kind of off balance, then they would start to throw those haymakers at you and really make you pay. So you say, JD, Bo Nix no longer in the system. Are we still going to be able to run the offense how we ran it? Will Stein, he's an architect offensively, but his key piece, his quarterback, isn't there anymore. To that, I would answer 1,000%. I believe Oregon will not lose a step, in large part because of who's running the show now for you at quarterback, but a left-handed Bo Nix, in my opinion, and Dillon Gabriel. Everything that Bo Nix did well, I think Dillon Gabriel can do well in the exact same sense. I'm not saying he's going to be a Heisman Trophy candidate. I'm not saying he's going to throw and complete around 80% of his passes, but I do think what is required to do well in this offense, efficiency, he has in spades. Last season, Dillon Gabriel completed 69% of his passes. You say, JD, that's like almost 10% less than what Bo Nix was doing. Well, before Bo Nix came to Oregon, his highest completion percentage at Auburn was 61%. So what I'm trying to say here is the system, people say, system quarterback Bo Nix, system quarterback that. I don't think that's a correct way to view this, but I do think the system complements the quarterback. Now, a big part of why Bo Nix was successful in this offense, and a reason why Dillon Gabriel will be successful, on top of his accuracy, on top of his efficiency, he's experienced. Dillon Gabriel going into his 6th year playing college football. What that tells me is he is not going to panic in pretty much any situation. He's seen a lot. He's played a lot of ball. He's not going to get in situations and feel flustered and feel overwhelmed. He's going to be the cool, calm, steady hand. And for Oregon, as much as you want to talk about their system being quarterback friendly, the way that I view Oregon's offense is like a rocket ship when you're playing quarterback. There's a lot of bells and whistles. There's a lot of things you have to be on your P's and Q's for because it happens very quickly. Oregon had one of the lowest sack rates in the country last year, in large part because Bo Nix got the ball out of his hand quickly. Dillon Gabriel will be asked to do the exact same thing. And so he's going to have to be, know where his hot route is. He's going to have to know how to, find his early access throw. He's got to know 1, 2, and 3 like the back of his hand. And I think within this offense and given Dillon Gabriel's track record, he'll be able to do that effectively. That's going to be really, really crucial to being successful. Going back to that rocket ship metaphor. If he knows where all the buttons are and he knows which ones to press, this thing's going to run itself. Now, a big reason why it will run itself in addition to Dillon Gabriel is the weapons that you have within this offense. Like you can be efficient and complete the football, but it only matters as much as the guys who catch the football for you are able to do with it. Enter in Tez Johnson, enter in Evan Stewart, the transfer from Texas A&M. Tez Johnson coming off for a 1,000-yard season. Evan Stewart averaging 13 yards reception. Tez Johnson also averaging 13 yards reception. The bottom line here is when you get the football to your playmakers on time, on the money, in space, they're going to be able to make something happen with it. I think they're going to be a tremendous 1-2 punch, and that's going to continue to allow the offense to be explosive. I think, again, to that tune of 40 points a game. Now, you say, JD, they lose Bucky Irving. That's huge. Do not get it twisted. You don't just go and replace Bucky Irving. However, you do have Jordan James, who averaged 7 yards a carry last year. I think he's primed to have another great season, and it will be different. Okay, I understand the Big Ten has a different level of defense played more often than not, week in and week out within that conference than the Pac-12 did. I'm not saying anything about the Pac-12, but I am saying teams like Ohio State, I expect to really bring the juice defensively, and I think overall the level of play defensively, personnel-wise, will offer some things that the Pac-12 didn't. But with that being said, what you have at quarterback, what you have at playmakers like Evan Stewart and Tez Johnson, the way they run this system under Will Stein, it's so efficient to where if you just do your job and you're cued into what you're supposed to do offensively and know your assignment, this offense has answers built into it. And so for Dillon Gabriel, being able to be a mobile quarterback as well adds a whole other answer to what defenses will not be able to do, keying on Jordan James or keying on Tez Johnson or anything like that. Like the second level will have a lot of responsibilities from Dillon Gabriel, throwing the football out to the flat, to Jordan James, to him running the football with Dillon Gabriel. Like there's a lot of things now you have to focus on as a defense that can put stress on you and cause for big plays if you do what you're supposed to do offensively for Oregon. So all that's to say now, yes, the conference changes. Yes, the quarterback changes. Yes, some key faces change. But with how this thing is run under Will Stein, I think it's going to stay efficient with Dillon Gabriel. I think you got the right pilot for the rocket ship. And I think Oregon will once again be a force offensively in 2024. Last thing I'll say here, Will Stein, as good as he is, the success that he's having, I don't know when, but I do believe at some point in time he will be a head coach in college football. That's how good he is. That's how good an OC Oregon has right now in-house. And this year is going to be a big year, I believe, again, offensively, by nature of how they've attacked the portal and who they have running the show for them. So let me know how you feel about Oregon offensively in 2024. Let me know also what other breakdowns you want to see on this very channel. This is a fun part of the year where you just get to kind of talk ball, kind of break down some X's and O's through a format like this, where we just kind of talk through some staples of different offenses and what's effective, or maybe it's a defense as well, maybe it's a player. Let me know what y'all want to see. Subscribing, though, the best way for us to get a gauge for the content you want us to produce for you. So with that being said, we're live 3 times a week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 11 a.m. Eastern. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss a minute of the content we got going on right here. Follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at JD Pickell. Want to hear from y'all what you want to see. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. We're going to keep this party rolling, and we will see y'all next time. Hey, y'all. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also, be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.